Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover Euro versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the Euro versus US dollar first. This is the hourly time frame, and to have the update based on also what we spoke in previous days, market actually managed to take and to test this supply trend line perfectly. So area around 1.0665, and then we got rejection, a quite aggressive rejection of this resistance. And we can see here that there is a potential that this is like a smaller ABC structure. So far, I need to mention that this one is in the strong, in the big consolidation, the bigger consolidation structure. But inside of this consolidation structure, there is a potential, for example, like most likely scenario that this might go to revisit 1.0595 and this to be like a smaller ABC. But that's just, within the bigger range environment. And anything meaningful to the upside, I would like to see really that if the euro can take this area around 1.0670 or 675 and then hold above for the further higher prices and maybe the retest of 1.0695 or 1.0750 and so on. So most likely scenario is that we might see the lower downside swing to develop, like more like a ABC, maybe some equal swing, and for the price to retest this area around 1.0595. In case of the stronger demand and stronger beating, and then break and hold above this pivot level, this supply trend line, then there is a chance for the higher prices towards the 1.0750 and 1.0800. Now, speaking of the gold market, nothing really changed, and this market is also in a heavy consolidation mode. Now we have the supply trend line here, so it seems like we're building more like a symmetrical triangle, the bigger symmetrical triangle, which is already taking and developing for a couple of days. So we also might see that market just rotating around, maybe creating the more complete symmetrical triangle, so just a rotational consolidation environment. Anything meaningful, any bigger swing, I would like to see like to the downside, the market to clear 1960, 1955, and then hold below, which then can open a door for the lower prices. Eventually even towards the 1940 or even 1920. Anything meaningful to the upside, I would like to see the market to clear the 2010 mark and hold above. And that will be a good sign for further upside moment into 2030, 2050 mark. So far in the middle of this range and so far consolidation condition. Now, crude oil is interesting because we sellers tried many times here in this area to actually break and hold below, but that was very unsuccessful because we can see every time they sold off there was a rejection, and this time market rebounded and rebounding all the way to the previous swing highs at 84.10. So we also created some bull divergences on the way down, on those three pushes down. So it seems like the beating is starting again, and the good confirmation will be if market can break 84.10 and then hold above, or we see the light supply on the way back. So then that will mean that market can trade higher towards the 86.50 or 87 mark. So that's a more likely scenario based on this current condition and price action. Of course, if the market will just reject or break and fail and not sustain, then market can just go back to this consolidation, maybe towards the 82.60, maybe retest the 81. But that's just an alternative scenario in case of either rejection of this pivot or basically break and fail. So now we have a Bitcoin, and this is something I spoke in the previous update. So what happened here is we have a fake breakout. This is why I said once we had this level here, we marked this. This is why we marked this, and we said that this will be very important to watch, because if the market cannot retake that high and hold above, that there is a chance for the fake breakout. It's exactly what we have in this area. Now the confirmation, if the fake breakout will lead to the bigger downswing, will be if we can clear, from my perspective, like the 34,000 mark. And if we can clear that and then hold below, that will be a good sign for rotation back towards, for example, 32,000 or even 30,000 mark. Okay, guys, so that will be all for this update. I hope that you did enjoy, and have a good trading day, and have a good weekend, and speak to you from next week from Monday.